Hi everyone, it's Sandy. Thank you for joining me here on my channel, Septera's Room. A lot of you have been enjoying the One Sheet Wonder 12x12 projects, and I thought I would try and create another project with a single-sided 12x12 paper, and it's another folio folder style. I also made a stationery set to go inside the folder, and that also uses one single-sided 12x12 paper. So we are going to make two projects in this video, the folio folder and the stationery set that's inside, which I'm going to show you. And then we'll go ahead and I'll do the tutorial and give you the measurements and how to put them together. It's a lovely size folio folder, which is a good size to add some of your larger papers or sticker sheets, anything that you like that's quite of a bigger size. You can also put a nice a booklet or a note booklet. So whatever you want in here, there are a few little pockets in here as well to tuck some of your smaller paper goodies in here as well. The measurement for the folio folder for this one that I've made is about 4 3/4 inches wide, or about 12 centimeters. The height is about 8 centimeters in height, or it's about 20, just over 20 centimeters in height. So it's a nice, good size. There is a pocket in the front, which I've made with a window using a vellum, just to decorate the front so that you can see that there is a pocket here as well, because the paper sort of blends with the cover. And with the folio folder, I kept every piece of paper and used every piece to include in the folio, so there isn't a lot of wastage, which is great. Inside the front pocket is another pocket. This is part of the other 12x12 paper that we're going to make the set with. It's just a pocket where you can tuck some of your ephemera pieces, tags, note cards, or anything you like to slide in here to keep them in a little storage pocket holder. And then I decorated with another piece of scrap paper and made a tab, file tab on the top, just to decorate the pocket. That's an optional. I just wanted to add a bit more decoration to the top edge. And then inside, this is how the folio looks like. There is a long side pocket here, a little tuck pocket here as well, and another pocket here, and another little wide window pocket that I used some vellum as well. So down here is a little tuck pocket. This is part of the window part here that we punch out, or that I punched out, and I didn't know what to do with this piece. I thought you could make it into a swing tag. You can use it as somewhere just to make an embellishment. But what I decided to do was just punch out some copying paper or some of your blank papers and punch them out with the same size. I stacked them up together to make a little mini note, like a note card, a note booklet, and I just used a brad to keep them all together. And I just thought that's just another little way to, maybe you want to write some little notes on these papers, and I thought it's just another fun way to just use that piece. And it was a perfect place to just tuck in the bottom there. This is the part that, so these are the 4 sets that we're going to make for the other 12x12 paper. I just wanted to make something to add into the folio and also give you some inspiration. This is simply part of the set. I just folded in half, added another coordinating tab up here to decorate the top. This is just, I made this so you could probably use this as a base for a journal cover or a notebook, and you just add some of your papers in here, and you can stitch it down here or staple it, and use this as a base for a journal cover, or just somewhere you can slide some of your documents or papers or receipts or anything you want in here. You can just slide them in here and close it up and tuck it in there, and that's well kept on this side of the folder. Over here is another smaller window pocket. made a double pocket here for more of your smaller pieces of other stationery or ephemera pieces you could tuck inside. There's 2 pockets there, and it's a cute little set. So these are the 3. And then I also made a note booklet with the other piece. This little swing tag is part of the little circle piece that was punched out here. I just punched a hole and then just attached it to the crochet string that holds the note booklet together. So what I've done was made a note booklet. It's just somewhere you can write here, or just write some notes or dates or phrases or anything you want. So I just made one of these flip up note booklets with the other coordinating piece. So there is a 4 set that we'll make in this video as well with the other piece, and this is the folder. It's really nice. It's I think it's a great size. It's got a nice roomy pocket on each one of these, so it's not tight. And then I just decorated the top with the remaining little piece up here. So I didn't want to waste that piece, and just place it up there and just sort of decorates the top as well. So I thought I would show you how I made one of these. This would make a great gift as well if you want to give this to somebody that loves stationery or is a planner or likes to do some journaling. Also makes a great teacher's gift, or just for yourself to store some of your paper goodies in here. And that's the back. So to make the two to make these, if you just want to make the folio, you just need 1 12 by 12 paper. If you want to make the set, you've got to pick another paper. So we're going to make we'll make the folio folder first, and then we'll make the 4-piece set. And double-sided paper, that'd be nice too, because you get to see both the patterns on both sides. But I have a lot of single-sided 12 by 12 paper, and I just need to use them all up. So I thought we'd make a folio. I've got 2 papers here. I think I was deciding to make this one for the folio folder, and this one will be the 4-piece stationery set pocket folders. So we'll do that one afterwards. And then you'll need some vellum. I've just got a piece of vellum here to create these 2 windows. If you want to make a window, if you haven't got any vellum, you can use tracing paper or the packaging self-seal clear plastic bags. You can use them as well to make the window if you haven't got the vellum. So you just need a good size for the window for these 2 pieces. For the note booklet part here, I use copying paper. It's 120 GSM because it's a little bit thicker, so that when you do want to write, it doesn't go through the back. You can use lined paper, anything you want. I'm just using something simple just to show you how to put it together, and you can do whatever. You can even use this and make it as a trim sample booklet where you can add some fabric, some lace trims, whatever you like. So for the papers, if you want to make it with the papers, I cut a whole heap of them, 3 3/4 inches by 6 1/4 of an inch. All I done was I just wanted to make it so it was a little bit smaller than the actual base cover, so it sits inside. But you can make it to whatever size you want. You can make them all different sizes. It's completely up to you. So that's the size. So let's make the folio folder. Let's put these away for now. I'm going to need that. Let me get my scoreboard. I'm going to have my print facing down. That way you could see the score lines. Let me just move that. I just want to make sure I'm in frame. So we're going to do some scoring. So we're going to start off and we're going to score at 2 inches all the way to the bottom. So it's 2 inches all the way down. 6 3/4 inches. 11 1/2 inches. We'll turn the paper around and then we're going to score at 8 inches all the way down. So we'll turn that back this way. So that's all the scoring for the folio folder. And we'll bring back the scoreboard later. We're just going to make some cuts now. So what we'll do first is we are going to remove this little piece here on the bottom corner. So we're going to cut up along there and then we're just going to cut this piece out because we don't need that for now. We're going to remove that piece and we'll keep this to the side. We'll use that later. And I'm just going to do a slight angle going down a little bit. Just going to go down like that. So we've got that part done. We're going to come over onto this side and then we are going to cut all along right through there and we're going to stop at that score line. And then we're going to also cut up. We'll do that first. So we'll cut up along there and stop there. I should use a bigger pair of scissors for this project, but I've got this little one. I'm going to stop there, to the back this way so you could see. And then what we're going to do is we are going to cut. We're just going to go in where that score line is. We're just going to go in about 1/2 inch, just approximately about 1/2 inch. And we are going to cut up and remove this piece. So we're not just going to go beside that score line, but going in about 1/2 inch. And cutting it as best as straight as you can. You can use your trimmer if you want. I'm just going to do this and remove that. So we've got that piece. And you're going to see now that this piece has that little part that's got the slit and we've gone there. What we're going to do here is we're going to just cut that out at an angle. And we're also going to do the same down here. Just go this way, might be a bit hard for you to see. So that's how the paper will look once you've cut everything out. And then we're going to get the corner round. If you have a corner round, I'm going to corner round up in that corner and down the bottom here. That's just going to make it a little bit tidier later when we fold everything together. And then with this piece, we will cut this piece out where that score line is. Again, you can use your paper trimmer if you want a nice cut, but I'm just going to do that for now. So now we've got these two pieces. We'll put these two to the side for now. Let's put together the folio base. We're going to make one more cut shortly. So what we'll do first, we're going to fold this piece in. So let's just fold that in. And then we'll bring this piece up. And you can see now that's going to create the pocket. Oh, sorry. Let's got to fold this piece in first. Fold that in. And then you're going to fold that up. We've got that score line. We're going to fold this piece in just for now, just so you can see how it looks. And then we're going to fold this part in as well. Now, I'm just going to fold this in first, just so you could see how it looks, because you can leave it like this, and then you can glue these two pieces, and then you've got a side pocket here, and then you've got your pocket here. But I thought I'd just change it up a bit and create this angle cut there. And it just gives you a bit more of an opening for more, if you have a thicker journal booklet or something. So let's do that. We're going to cut that into an angle. So we're going to cut down. You're just going to sort of come in about 1/2 inch and just go down about to there. You know, not all the way down, just a nice little angle cut. I'm just going to use a trimmer, actually. I won't use a trimmer, I'll just use my scissors just so you can see how it looks. So I'm just going to cut about there and go about 1/2 inch in. Just like that. And then this little piece is going to go down the bottom here. And you notice I did use pattern paper that had no direction, because otherwise, if you have a directional pattern, when you start folding and putting it together, some of the patterns might be upside down. But if you're okay with that, you can use directional pattern paper if you want. And so this is how it will look once we glue everything together, which we'll do now. So what we'll do is we'll glue this part down first. So all we do here is we're going to glue down here, and that will give us that angle side pocket. Let that dry, and we'll come over this side and we'll glue here and along here. And that should give us that pocket once all that's all glued in. We've done the inside part, and that's the cover. We've got this little piece which I'm going to add down here. Just glue down these two straight sides. We've got a little extra tuck pocket there. We'll work with the two pockets now. So this piece here is for the front pocket. So you'll see one side's a little bit longer than this side. That's, you want it so that it's that way, not that way. And then you have this one, and that's going to be placed that way. And to do that, I've done this a few times and scoring. It's very easy. Let me just grab my scoreboard again. All we do is we're going to, on both of them, so that's the longer side, which is around about just over 4¼ inches. The other side should be about 4 inches. So you want the longer part. We're just going to score 3 sides in about 1/4 inch in on all 3 sides, and this side as well about 1/4 inch on all 3 sides. Let's do that. I'll just score 1/4 inch once there. I'll go that way and then that way. So there's the 3 score lines. I'll do the same with this piece. So on the 4 inch side, 1/4 inch. This gives us extra room with the pockets when you want to add a few things in there. And then you simply just do these angle cuts. I've done these many times in lots of videos to make these pockets. Most of you already have an idea on how to do these already. I'll do this one. We'll fold all those 3 sides in now. And I've got a 2-inch circle punch, but you can use whatever size circle punch that you have to create the vellum window. I've just got a slightly bigger size. If you don't have a circle punch, you can just leave it as a pocket like that, plain, or you can make your own circle, or you can create a notch up here if you wanted to. And I'm just going to fold these 3 sides in as well, get that ready. For the inside of the folio. I have a 2-inch circle punch, that's for the larger pocket. For the smaller one, I'm using a 1-inch circle punch. So I'm going to go from the bottom and just sort of, as best I can, get it centered. And I'll punch that out. Sometimes it gets caught in here because of the fold. There we go. So now I've got a window, and that's the little piece that I use to create that little circle note booklet. And now with this one, the folds at the bottom. Get that as centered as best I can. And that will be the little swing tag that I'll use for the flip up note booklet. So there's the other window. Just put them with that. Now my bone piece, I'm just going to just enough to go on the outside of the circle. So that's just enough to cover the inside. And then this little piece should be enough for that piece. Just trim off a little bit. That in. Doesn't matter if it's not straight, you're not going to see the inside. And there's your vellum window. Just place it sort of about there. Just make sure that will be the pocket. How cute is that? Isn't it just a cute way to have an extra pocket in the front cover? Then we have this other little piece which will do the same. It's a great way to organize your stationery too. If you make a few of these, and you can have them as a theme for all your sticker sheets, especially if you have a lot of stickers. You can, you know, put them all inside. So now you have that pocket all done. This long piece is the piece that I'm just going to add to the top there, just to decorate that. So I might go that way. So we didn't waste any of the pieces, just those little tiny pieces. How cute is this folio? It's all done. Once it's all glued in, you've got yourself a number of pockets. There's your pocket there, a little tuck pocket there, a pocket there, there, and there. Just so cute. So that's all done. Just fix that up. Let's make the 4-piece set so that you've got an idea of how to make one of these if you want to add a little set. Let me just move this over now. Take these out. And then you've got this piece, you just punch out some papers and then stack them up and then add a brad. I won't do that. That's quite pretty easy to make. Let me just clear this out. Okay, so we're going to get our 12 by 12 paper. And we're going to make some cuts. Just clear some space here. So with your 12 by 12 paper, we're going to cut at 8 inches. We're going to cut this way. So this is also a non-directional pattern. So the first thing we're going to do is, I'm just going to cut it at 4 inches. So we're going to go, let's go this way. Going to line it at the 4 inches. So we're going to cut it at 4 inches. So it'll be 4 inches by 12. So you have this piece. Then you have this piece. We're going to turn this around now on the 12-inch side. We're going to line it on the 8-inch. And then we're going to cut that. So now you have 2 of those pieces. It's 8 by 8, 4 inches by 8 inches. We have that long piece. We're going to turn this around this way. We're going to cut this in half on the 12-inch side, so it will be at 6 inches. So you'll have 12 pieces at 4 inches by 6 inches. So altogether you have 4 pieces. I'll bring the scoreboard out again. We just get all the scoring done, so then we don't need to keep bringing the scoreboard out all the time. So we'll start with the 8 by 8. It's quite easy, quite simply. We're just going to fold that in half. So just find your side that you want to work with to cut and fold in half. So it's 4 inches, and all we do is fold that in half, and that will give you your booklet cover. Or just somewhere to add your bits and pieces in here, and that simply just goes in there like that. Same as this one. Where was that one? So it's the same. I just didn't add the tab up here like I did here. You can do that if you want to. It's just pretty easy. All I did was cut a strip of paper at 1 3/4 inches wide and folding it in half, and then you just make it to whatever length you want and corner around the corners. So that piece is done. We'll go ahead and we'll do the booklet last. We'll make the 2 little pockets. So we'll make the first one, and we'll do this one first, which is a simple one. You've seen this many times in a lot of videos as well as my videos. All we do here is on the 4-inch side, we're going to score at 1 inch all the way down, and 3 inches on the 6-inch side. It's pretty much in half. And we'll fold that over first. And you can see that score line with the 1 inch. I'm just going to angle cut that a bit and stop where that score line is. It's really hard for me to see. Hoping that's the score line there. So when you open it up, it's all done even. Sorry, it's getting a little bit dark. The sun has just disappeared, so it might be a little bit dark. So you just simply fold that. And you've got yourself 2 pockets. Just let that settle with the glue set. I'll corner around the corners up here. Just to tidy that up a bit as well. So once that glued in, so there is your little double pocket mini folder. And this, I've added the file tab on that side. Again, just folding that over. So that one's done. Now that can go in here. The next one is this little pocket. This is one of my favorite little pockets. I like this sort of pocket style. I've made this a few times as well in my other videos. And with that one, we grab the other 4x6 piece. On the 6-inch side, we're going to score at 2 3/4 inches. We're going to turn this around on the 4-inch side. At the 3.5 inch, we're going to score and stop at that score line. So 3.5 inches, we're going to go all the way down and stop at that score line. I don't know if you can see that. We're going to cut this out and we're going to remove that piece. I'll corner around that and that. And then we can fold that in and you've got yourself a cute pocket. Just gluing at the bottom only. And that also has the tab. And that should fit perfectly in there like that. And now we just got to make the booklet. And that's that last piece at 4 by 8 inches. And then we've got the papers here that I've already cut, and that's the measurements. On the 8-inch side, we're going to score at 3/4 inches, 1.5 inches, and 2 1/4 of an inch. So it was 3/4 inches, 1.5 inches, and 2 1/4 of an inch. We don't need the scoreboard anymore. Going to make a fold on the middle score line. You have that score line there, and there's a score line at the back there. That's just to make it easy when you want to flip this part up. And what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to place that inside and center it as best I can around the base. Put that inside. You can mark your circle with your circle punch. I'm just going to eyeball this, and all I'm going to do is, you see there's that fold, the score line. Just try to keep it as centered between the fold and score line. So I'm just going to go one there and one about there. I'm just going to keep this pin so it doesn't move there for now. And you can easily remove these out whenever you want to refill it. And then you just grab some crochet string, a ribbon, trim, whatever you like to use to keep your pages together, and just sort of thread your string a couple of times around, or whatever you want to use to hold your papers together. And I've got that little piece. Just to decorate the booklet. I'll just thread that through now. I just didn't want to waste the piece of paper. I thought that's just nice to decorate it. You could add a stamp the date on there, or write what the notebook's about or what it's for. That should fit in there nicely. How lovely is this stationery folio folder booklet? It's just a fun folder, a lovely size, great to store all sorts of your bits and pieces, documents, travelling receipts, letters. Just a fun pocket folder and stationery set using single-sided 12x12 papers, 2 projects in one video. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I had fun making these, so I hope you also enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.